What's going on? YouTube. Listen up, young elder gang. This is Shoeshine Joe at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Fam, I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes in this video. You will find history definitions, scripture information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth, keep in mind this. Content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button. Young elder gang, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit that bell. And don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. Good morning, you bright-eyed, debt-laden fledglings. Welcome to Harvard Law. Look around you. This hallowed hall feels ancient, but the document we're dissecting today is even older. A ghost haunting American power, the Bill of Rights. This isn't a dusty scroll to memorize and forget. It's a pact, written in rebellion, forged to keep power in check. Think of these first 10 amendments as ghost stories, each warning us of a monster tyranny, oppression, a government that forgets it serves the people. These amendments are the chains we use to bind those monsters. They are our collective number: no to soldiers in our beds, no to police kicking down our doors for no reason, no to being silenced for inconvenient truths. These are the rules that separate a free society from a well-organized prison. The founders, fresh from a messy breakup with a king, built a fortress of words, each amendment a brick to protect us from the state's crushing weight. It's a beautifully paranoid document, assuming the worst of power so we can hope for the best in our lives. It's a shield meant for everyone, not just those in robes. As we journey through our fundamental freedoms, I want you to get a little paranoid. Start seeing the ghosts. When you read about freedom of speech, imagine a government agent listening to your calls. When we discuss search and seizure, picture a drone peering into your window. This isn't fear-mongering, it's vigilance. These rights are not self-enforcing. They are a promise, and promises can be broken. Our job is to be the guardians of that promise, the ghostbusters for the soul of the nation. These rights were born from fear, a rational fear of unchecked government. The founders saw what happens when freedoms aren't protected, so they wrote them down. Each amendment is a shield, a warning, and a tool for you to use, so lean in, listen closely. You need to know these stories because one day one of these monsters might come knocking on your door. These rights are fragile, and their defense is up to us. Now let's begin. The spirits are waiting. Welcome to the Haunted Pact. The First Amendment, the rock star, freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. It means you can believe, say, publish, gather, and complain as you wish, unless you're inciting violence. It's the right to have a terrible opinion and shout it from the rooftops, and the government can't silence you for it. Imagine you run a satirical blog mocking the mayor's hair. Suddenly you're audited, your site is dropped, and you're buried in bureaucracy. You've been silenced, not with a gag, but with red tape. Or you organize a protest to save a park, but the city enacts a permit law so expensive and slow, your protest dies before it begins. This is the subtle tyranny the First Amendment is designed to prevent, not a hammer-smashing dissent, but a pillow quietly smothering it. Every major social movement, abolition, civil rights, marriage equality, started with people using these freedoms. To weaken this right is to poison the well of progress. When you hear they shouldn't be allowed to say that, be careful. The line between protecting from harm and silencing dissent is razor thin. The voice silenced today could be yours tomorrow. The First Amendment is the lifeblood of change. It's not just about speech you like, but speech that makes you uncomfortable. The government's job isn't to protect you from offense, it's to protect your right to speak. Without this right, democracy withers, so defend it fiercely. The monsters of silence are always waiting. Don't let them in. The Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia, the right to keep and bear arms. It's a constitutional Rorschach test. Some see a right to own an arsenal, others see a relic about militias. The Supreme Court says you can own a handgun for self-defense, but regulation is a gray area. Imagine a city where guns must be stored at a government facility. You can own a gun, but you can't access it when you need it. Your right is hollowed out by bureaucracy. Or a town where everyone is forced to own a gun, penalizing those who refuse. The right to bear arms must also include the right not to. The Second Amendment is about the boundary between state power and individual self-protection. It's not just about guns, it's about liberty and fear. The debate is loud, angry, and deeply personal. Understanding this amendment is crucial because its meaning is still fiercely contested. The Second Amendment remains the Constitution's most explosive and unsettled ghost. The question, where does the state's power end and your right begin? The Third Amendment, no soldiers quartered in your home without consent. It sounds quaint, but it's about protecting the sanctity of your home from government intrusion. Imagine after a disaster, the city orders you to house a National Guard soldier. Your consent is irrelevant. Your home is commandeered. Or, in the digital age, imagine the government requiring real-time access to your home security cameras during an emergency. Is that not a digital soldier in your home? The Third Amendment is a powerful statement. Your home is your castle, and the government's army is not invited. Even if rarely invoked, its principle endures. The line at your front door still matters. The Fourth Amendment, your right to be secure against unreasonable searches and seizures. It means the government needs a good reason and a judge's permission to invade your privacy. Imagine a routine traffic stop. The officer asks to search your car. You feel pressured and consent. Suddenly, you're in handcuffs for something trivial. Your right was violated the moment you were coerced. Or police with a sloppy warrant kicked down the wrong door. Your life is upended, your security shattered. The Fourth Amendment demands specificity and restraint, protection against state-sanctioned chaos. In the digital age, the stakes are higher. Your emails, location data, and cloud storage are all battlegrounds. The government can often get your information from tech companies with a subpoena, not a warrant. Imagine your entire year's movements mapped by the government, all without your knowledge. The Fourth Amendment is the shield standing between you and a surveillance state. The fight to apply this right to modern technology is one of the most important legal battles of our time. Your privacy is fragile. The government's reach is long. The Fourth Amendment is your last line of defense. The Fifth and Sixth Amendments, your shield when accused of a crime. The Fifth, right to a grand jury, protection from double jeopardy, and the right to remain silent. The Sixth, speedy trial, impartial jury, know your charges, confront accusers, and have a lawyer. Picture a coerced confession hours in a windowless room, detectives lying, pressuring you to confess. You break and the state manufactures guilt. Or a court-appointed lawyer with 200 cases meeting you for 5 minutes, pushing a plea deal without knowing your story. Is that real assistance? These rights balance the scales, the state's power on one side, you, alone, on the other. They ensure the government must prove its case, can't use trickery, and must give you a real defense. Being accused isn't being guilty. The system must slow down and follow the rules. Without these rights, every trial would be a show trial. The Fifth and Sixth Amendments are the counterweights to state power. They protect the innocent and the accused alike. They force the system to play fair. When these rights are hollowed out, justice is lost. Defend them, or risk a world where accusation equals conviction. The haunted machinery of justice needs constant vigilance. The Seventh and Eighth Amendments, jury trials in civil cases and protection from excessive bail, fines, and cruel punishments. The Seventh, your right to have a jury of peers decide your civil dispute, not just a judge. The Eighth, no excessive bail, no excessive fines, no cruel and unusual punishment. Imagine being jailed for months on unaffordable bail for a minor offense, punished before conviction, or a prison where inmates are denied heat, food, or medical care. Is that not cruel? The Eighth Amendment isn't just about banning torture, it's about basic human dignity. These amendments check our worst impulses and keep the justice system from becoming a chamber of horrors. They demand fairness, restraint, and humanity. Without them, justice becomes vengeance. The line between civilization and barbarism is thinner than you think. The Ninth and Tenth Amendments, the quiet guardians. The Ninth, just because a right isn't listed doesn't mean you don't have it. It's the safety net for unenumerated freedoms like privacy. The 10th power is not given to the federal government, belong to the states or the people. It's the backbone of federalism. Imagine a law banning contraception or dictating who you can marry, violations of rights the founders knew existed even if unwritten. Or Congress dictating every school's curriculum, a federal overreach trampling state authority. These amendments are the rope in the tug-of-war between individual, state, and federal power. They remind us that freedom is broader than any list, and that power must be divided to be safe. The unseen guardians are always at work. 10 amendments. 10 ghost stories. 10 warnings about the monsters lurking in power's shadows. These are not relics. They are your tools for survival in a free society. They force the government to play fair, but they are fragile and require constant defense. Every law that chips away at these rights cracks the shield a little more. Complacency is the monster's greatest ally. Your job as lawyers, leaders, and citizens is to be vigilant. Understand these rights not just for exams, but to recognize when they're threatened. Defend them, even for those you disagree with most. The true test is defending the rights of the unpopular, the accused, the outcast. As you leave this hall, remember the unwanted soldier, the coerced confession, the government drone. These are not just stories, they are warnings. The Bill of Rights is your spellbook against tyranny. It is your inheritance. Defend it. Class dismissed.